my channel. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're new here, hello. My name is Ashley. I run things here at Gal. And today we're doing like a product roundup / review video. About a month ago, I uploaded a like mini Whole Foods haul. When I say mini, I mean mini. There were 11 products in this haul. And I had mentioned that once I tried them and got through everything, I wanted to do like a review video because I picked up a lot of keto, I mean, everything was keto friendly, but a lot of like niche kind of products, like the type of products where you're walking down the aisle and you're like, let me check the macros on that. That looks really good. Should I buy it? Do I want to spend that much? And I feel like a review video for those things would be really beneficial because when I'm in that kind of situation, I always think like, do I know anyone that has tried this? Truly, I think about my YouTube friends and I think like, did Aaron try that recently? Or did Nassim mention that? Like, I think about that type of thing. So I felt like this was just a good video to make to kind of give a review on how those products were. So we'll see if they were good or if they were garbage, what I thought about everything. One thing I do want to mention before we get started is the Whole Foods app. So if I ever shop at Whole Foods, which to be honest, that's rare. I don't go there very often, but when I do, I always check the app. And I usually check the app like every other week or so just to see what kind of deals they have. If you don't know, Amazon now owns Whole Foods. So if you're a Prime member, you can download the Whole Foods app. Mine is right here. And everyone has their own nice little Whole Foods Prime barcode. So if you use this barcode, you get 10% off of any sale item in the store. So anything that has a sales sticker on it, you get 10% off with the exception of alcohol. But then down here, there's a little savings tab, and these are all like coupons, essentially. You got $2 off a rotisserie chicken, like 20% off sliced in-house deli meats and cheeses, 30% off watermelon, 35% off of anything Primal Kitchen. So these are all coupons only for Prime members. But the thing I like about this app is that it's not like Cartwheel. If you're familiar with the Cartwheel app for Target, where you have to like go through and add whatever coupons you want, everything's just here. So if you're skimming and you're like, ooh, that looks good. Ooh, yeah, that looks good too. You don't have to add it. It's all just loaded into your barcode. So as long as you scan this at checkout, you'll get the deal. For me, that's like the only way to do it. Most of these things, if not all of them, I think there were 2 things I got that I didn't get a Prime discount. Everything else, I got some type of Prime discount, whether it was that 10% or there was a specific coupon for it. So it's kind of nice to just like, when you're sitting and scrolling, just kind of peruse what deals they have, because something might jump out at you where you're like, oh my God, I buy that all the time and it's 40% off or whatever. And their deals are really high. Cartwheel, a lot of times they'll throw in this like 5%, 10%, 15%. And I understand like it's Target, but the Whole Foods one, a lot of times you'll see 30, 40, 50% off, which is amazing, especially because you're shopping at Whole Foods and it is pricier. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. The first thing that I mentioned in that video is the rotisserie chicken. It was fabulous. It was great. I love a good rotisserie chicken. I don't buy them frequently, but they're so good for keto or really any type of diet where that is permissible to you. I throw gloves on when I get them. I debone the entire thing. I pick out like what I think I'm gonna eat for that week, and then I freeze everything else. Perfect. You can eat it plain, you can eat it with dip, you can throw it in quesadillas, you can put the chicken in some soup. Like, it's so versatile that I just feel like it's such a good thing to pick up when you're out. Now, was it like special that I feel like it was like, ooh, this is the best rotisserie chicken? No, I'm sure that it's cleaner than other rotisserie chickens that you can buy like at Walmart or something. I'm sure that Whole Foods doesn't use like certain fillers or artificial things, hormones and stuff like that in their chicken. It was delicious. It was a great rotisserie chicken, not dry at all, and really got the job done in terms of like meal prepping. Next up is the one item I was waiting to consume to film this video. It was the last thing left like in my pantry or fridge or freezer that I needed to eat out of this haul to film this video, and that was the palmini linguine. If you haven't heard of this stuff, it is basically pasta made out of hearts of palm. The one that I've got in particular comes in a can, although I have seen ones in like almost like little vacuum sealed pouches. This stuff was next level. I can't even really, I just felt like it didn't have really any texture or taste. I cooked mine in a lot of marinara and I had already cooked my ground beef. So I had ground beef and my marinara in a pot. I added the palmini and I simmered it. So it was bubbling for about a half an hour. The one thing I read about how to prepare it was the longer the better. The longer you cook it, the better it's gonna taste. And half an hour for us was perfect. It was delicious. The one, I guess, note I can make about it is that they're slick. They're not slick like shirataki. Like they're not like slick like fake pasta slick, but just kind of like wet. But when it's incorporated into like ground beef and marinara and tomato chunks and Parmesan cheese, you almost don't really even notice it. It's kind of like if you get that one random noodle like on the side of your plate and then eat it, it's like, oh, that's different. But guys, we loved it. Cernan loved it too, and I really want to try doing like a pasta bake with it, like a casserole or something, like some type of like baked lasagna or marinara or like Alfredo dish or something. I thought it was great, and I will definitely be repurchasing. All right, next up, kind of in the same vein as the rotisserie chicken, was some herbed goat cheese. I had picked up some goat cheese. I think it had like herbes de Provence on it, like the usual rosemary, thyme. Is there basil in that? It was delicious, it was great, but it wasn't really anything to write home about. I really like having goat cheese in my eggs. Oh my God, so good. And on pieces of salami. I just put some on the salami, roll it up, done deal. So it was really good, but it wasn't like, ooh, that brand in particular was like, amazing. I need to go buy that again. But it did kind of remind me how much I like goat cheese. That one I know was on, I think it was like 35% off with the Prime discount, and that's why I picked it up. So it was kind of a good reminder that like, oh yeah, you do really like goat cheese. And it kind of kicks it up a notch with the herbs, but I wouldn't like run out and go like searching for that brand to buy that again. All right, up next, the Good Fats bars. I picked up mint and peanut butter chocolate. I had the peanut butter chocolate before, but not the mint. Now, this is a tricky one because I feel like the flavor is there. Like the flavor of these bars are so good and the ingredients are pretty on point, but there's something with the texture. I used to think like it was just mousse, like a mousse-like texture, but the more I ate it this time that I had purchased them, it's a little too dry. They're a little too, the inside of these bars are a little too dry for me. To like tell y'all to go out and buy them. I think that somebody could easily go purchase them and like them. Like I also think Quest bars are disgusting, but some people think that they're absolutely amazing. So it's kind of to each their own, but I don't hold these bars on as high of a pedestal as I used to in the past. I don't know, they just didn't taste the same this time. I almost wonder if they changed the formula or the ingredients or something, because I feel like last time that I had them, I was just like ranting and raving, and I thought that the like makeup of the bar was so different. Like I hadn't tried anything like that before. It didn't taste like other protein bars, but this time, I honestly, I would not recommend it. Sticking with the bars, next up is the Dang bar, which is absolutely atrocious. I picked up the chocolate sea salt Dang bar and did not care for it in the slightest. The consistency is gross. It's like chalky, but also melts in your mouth. It's terrible. Do not waste your money. All right, I guess we're just gonna keep going downhill because next we're gonna talk about the smoked jackfruit. Now, I have seen jackfruit for years, to be honest. I've seen it at Grocery Outlet multiple times. I've seen it at Whole Foods before, and I've just never picked it up. It's always piqued my interest because I always thought it was really interesting, a really interesting meat replacement that wasn't some type of like chemically engineered fake meat. So it always interested me, but I had never bought it. So I bought it and I didn't care for it at all. I guess I thought, I mean, they say that like you can add your own sauces and stuff, but I thought because it was smoked jackfruit, I don't know, by the packaging, I just thought it was gonna be seasoned a little bit more. and it wasn't. So it was pretty bland, but still had a smoky flavor, which I did not care for. And the texture of it was kind of made me gag. Like very, I don't even know how to explain it. Like you bite into it and it's kind of like tough. So you really have to, even after cooking the crap out of it, you really have to like chew it. And then it had a funky smell to me. So then as I was eating it, I was like smelling the smell. I didn't care for it at all. And it almost, when you eat it, because of the texture of it, it almost breaks apart into like segments in your mouth, which did not taste or feel good to me at all. And I was really bummed. I even remember, I think I had put it in like a what I eat in a day video, and I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work. And people were kind of giving suggestions, and I tried to make it work. I even saved it for like the next day, and tried to like cook it in sauce and cook it longer and do all this stuff, and it just, y'all, it did not, no. And it's not cheap, so I will not be purchasing that again. Organic grass-fed ground beef was the next thing I picked up. Similar to the rotisserie chicken. It's ground beef, it was great, but I'm not gonna be like running back to Whole Foods to pick up their ground beef. All right, a couple things left. The next thing that I showed was the Kite onion dip. It was a French onion dip, I believe. Delicious, absolutely delicious. I loved it. I mentioned in the video that I was gonna try eating it with salami. I don't know why I had in my head that it was gonna be like a cream cheese-ish consistency. Maybe just because Kite makes like cream cheese using almonds. Maybe that's where I got that idea from, but it was not. It was definitely more of like a liquidy dip, and it wasn't overly salty, but it was salty enough that putting it with salami, overkill. Definitely would eat it with something that's a little bit more bland. I would definitely eat it with like vegetables, or put it on a burger, have it on a salad. Yum. It was so good. Highly recommend. Everything that we have left, we have 3 things left, and they're all beverages. So next up, I'm gonna talk about the Limitless Water. I got it in the cucumber pear, and I think it was watermelon hibiscus watermelon, I think. Love, and have since bought from Walmart. So this is sparkling water, but it has caffeine. I'll put the milligrams up on the screen because I don't remember. I think it's equal to about a cup of coffee. Delicious. The flavors on point. I feel like with sparkling water, it's a fine line of like, this says it's grapefruit and it tastes like nothing, and this says it's grapefruit and it tastes like a grapefruit candy. Like it's either like not enough flavor or like disgusting fake flavor. This rode the mill very well. I really liked the flavor of these, and I felt the caffeine. I felt the caffeine in these sparkling waters. Now, I'm not gonna be like chugging down these sparkling waters like I do my my LaCroix or my Waterloo or whatever else I'm drinking, but I like just having them in my fridge to grab once a day, twice a day, maybe. It just kind of like changes things up a little bit, and I really, really like them. I think they have 3 or 4 flavors, and like I mentioned, I got a box or like an 8-pack from Walmart. I think they were like $4.49, $4.79, somewhere around there. So not too bad, definitely on the higher price point for like sparkling water, and when you're only getting 8, but I don't care because I really like them. All right, next up, the Iconic Protein. I got the Iconic Protein in the Cafe au lait flavor, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It definitely has it's not even like an aftertaste, it's more of like just the taste of the drink, where you taste the Cafe au lait and then you're kind of like, that's interesting. Could not pinpoint it for you, but y'all know when you have those energy drinks or protein drinks, a lot of times those like kind of different flavors that you can't nail down come through. It definitely had that, but it wasn't like, it didn't turn me off or anything like that. I really liked it. The ingredients on the Iconic Protein, whether you're getting the drinks that I showed, or since I have gotten the ones that come in the little Tetra pack, like 4-pack, ingredients are on point. They use monk fruit, they don't use sucralose, and it doesn't have as much protein as like a Premier Protein does, but it gets the job done macros wise. And like I said, the ingredients are much more on point. I will definitely buy in the future. I found some coconut matcha Iconic proteins at grocery outlet, which were significantly cheaper than the Iconic protein drinks that were at Whole Foods. So that's gonna kind of be like my go-to. I don't think I would go back and get them at Whole Foods unless they were on a crazy deal, because they are on the pricier side. But if I see them when I'm out or I'm scrolling through that app and I see that they're on a deal, I will definitely be picking them up again. All right, and then the last thing that we're gonna talk about is the Rebel protein drinks. I don't remember what flavors I picked up. I'll put them on the screen. I know I got a chai one because that one was my favorite. They were delicious. Now, macros wise for keto, not as good as the Iconic protein. I know it's less protein than the Iconic and more carbs, but delicious nonetheless. So good. The difference kind of like in comparison to the Iconic protein is the Rebel protein drinks are all plant-based. So the ingredients are a little bit cleaner. And then you also get obviously like way more vitamins and minerals and nutrients that you wouldn't get in the Iconic protein. I really, really liked them. I don't remember how much they were. That would kind of probably be another one where if I saw them out and they were on sale, I'd pick them up, or if I'm skimming the Whole Foods app and I see that there's a deal, I might go get them, but I would not pay full price, because I think full price, they were like $3 something a piece, and that is just too steep for me. But that's the benefit of the app, is that you can be made aware if these things that you like or things that you want to try are on sale, and then you don't waste a trip. All right, guys, I hope you liked this video. I know this strays a smidge from like my normal content, but I truly did have people asking me, especially when it came to the Palmini and the Limitless Water, what my thoughts were. And so I definitely wanted to get this video up to just give you guys kind of like an overall review of what I thought about those things. Y'all know I love to grocery shop, and I just feel like Whole Foods makes it really easy. I know I've said it 8,000 times with the app. And it makes it, I like just going there, and I don't have to do a whole haul there, a whole grocery haul. I like just going and picking up like, you know, between what, 10 and 15 things, and just kind of like seeing what I like, you know? I like just popping in and perusing, going up and down every aisle, and just seeing kind of like what keto-friendly stuff they have and what I wanna try. And I hope that this has been like informative to you, and now when you're out and you see these kind of like random, you know, more keto-friendly products, that you'll be able to think about this video and remember, she hated that, she liked that, she said I should try it. So that's that. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We do keto content around here on the weekly. And drop me a comment down below. Have y'all tried any of this stuff? What did you think? What other things have you picked up recently at Whole Foods, or maybe at a more like health geared grocery store that you think I should try, or that you would want me to try? Let a girl know. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, friends.